Hello, my name is Stephen Mendoza, and I am an instructor for BA 169Z, Data Analytics with Excel, and I'm looking forward to being your instructor this term. A little bit about me, born and raised in Orange County, went to UCLA undergrad, went to UCLA for my MBA. In between those two periods at UCLA, I was actually working in corporate banking at Wells Fargo, doing restaurant loans, currently working in the retail finance industry here in Beaverton, Oregon. A little bit more about this course. So this course format, if you're watching this video, it's likely that this course is fully online. And so everything you need to know about this course is going to be on D2L Brightspace and in your textbook, which is provided through SimNet. We'll not be meeting virtually on a weekly basis, but what I will be doing weekly is I'll be sending you all reminders with upcoming deadlines and things to monitor as well. This course, since it's fully online, it's designed for you all to be able to complete assignments ahead of time if you wish. Submitting deliverables early is absolutely okay, but I really recommend that you do not fall behind given the level of complexity within the work and the amount of assignments that this course has. In my experience teaching this course, I'm going to be fully honest here. This course is really one of the most challenging courses here at PCC, especially challenging when you're taking it fully online. Because this is a class where you don't meet in person or virtually, it really is the onus is on you all to take full ownership of this learning. And that's why the ideal student for this course is someone that is already comfortable with Excel, not just Google Sheets, but someone that's comfortable with Excel already. I'd assume that if you are taking this class, it's because you've satisfied the prerequisite for this course. Again, the ideal student for this course is also someone that is a self-starter, someone that doesn't necessarily need to rely on direction from the instructor, because remember, there is no live lecture for this online modality course. And then lastly, the ideal student is someone that knows how to be resourceful when facing challenges. Again, this is a course that is fully online, but you don't have to limit yourself to just the resources made available to you by me. Don't just rely on the textbook. We live in a digital world, and so you can look up instructional videos on YouTube if you wish. So if we're covering on we have a week where we're covering the topic of pivot tables, feel free to look up YouTube videos on pivot tables, or look up online on pivot tables, or look up other external resources, whatever you may wish, so long as you're completing the assignments with high marks. So additionally, like, this course is not really one with ongoing or real-time support, but I'll do my best to provide some clear instructions and help you all stay on track. Again, having said this, if this modality is not for you, I definitely would recommend that you look at other BA 169Z courses that are being offered in different modalities, such as ones that are in remote learning or some that are offered in in-person learning as well. So just wanted to caveat that. In terms of study groups, I'm actually encouraging every single one of you all to really engage with your study groups. I guess let me take a quick step back. In week one, I will match you all into a study group, which typically has about 3 to 4 different students. It's on you all to engage with these study groups at whatever timeline makes the most sense. I know that if I was taking this course, I would want to meet with students weekly just to make sure that you all are kind of treating one another as accountability buddies, or if there's simple questions on where to find a data file that you need for a given assignment. It's much quicker if you are engaging with your study groups directly versus emailing me, awaiting for my response, given how stretched I am with many different things. So leverage your study groups, make the most out of them. You all are learning together. There's many different ways to do things in Excel, and so learn from each other. There's not really one clear way to do things. So set aside time on a weekly basis to learn from your study groups. I'd actually recommend a few icebreakers to kick off this first session with them. Maybe things like, why are you taking this course? What are your short and long-term goals, and how can you and I support them? What do you do outside of work, or what do you do outside of school, work, hobbies, families, so forth. But I definitely think that if you leverage your study groups throughout the term, you will be best positioned for really maximizing this whole online course. As a reminder, all assignments must be done individually, especially the midterm and finals. There can be like absolutely no collaboration, but I'm okay with you all, you know, you leveraging your study groups in a smart, intelligent way that still acknowledges that academic integrity is a must, putting the onus on you all. In terms of communication, so I currently work a full-time job outside of PCC, and so it's very unlikely that I'll ever respond to an email that I'm receiving from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm also fully stretched. I'm not just teaching BA 169Z, I'm an instructor for other courses, so it's rare that you'll get an immediate response from me. Having said that, don't expect an immediate response from me. If you need urgent help on an assignment, I'm probably not the right person to ask at first. I'd recommend you start with your study group. If no one in your study group understands what to do on a certain assignment, then maybe post this question on the discussion board, and then that way when I respond, I'm responding to the benefit of the entire class. If no one is responding in that discussion board, feel free to email me. But I just want you all to recognize that while I am an instructor, I'm also hosting office hours regularly for students to answer any questions. But I feel like email sometimes could be the last resort. Uh, just want you all to be as resourceful as possible. In terms of tech callouts, so the required digital materials for this course, including the textbook, have been included in your class fee, so you don't have to pay for an additional course. The links to access these materials will be done through the weekly modules in D2L. You have to download the latest version of Microsoft Excel. If you don't have the access link to that, it will be provided in the syllabus. This course is designed for Excel on Windows, not Excel on Mac. There are some assignments where you'll need to complete on Excel on Windows. There's going to be some specific instructions on how you do that. So if you have an Excel on Mac, just communicate that to me within the first week of the term, and we have a workaround for this. Um, Another quick note, SimNet, which is a system that you will use to view your textbook and to access some class assignments, is not perfect. So just be patient with the system. Recognize that I don't have all the answers to SimNet issues because I'm not part of SimNet tech support, but perhaps I can help escalate some things. And now that I've taught this course a good amount of times, I now feel comfortable with some workarounds, but just recognize that if you're coming to me with some SimNet tech issues, I will help you if I can, but I don't have all the answers right away. Tableau access. So this course does have require access to Tableau. Um, I'm going to send an email around week 4 that really requires student to create a Tableau account, but the way that the Tableau you know, access is set up, it really requires you to create your account within a really short window of, I believe, 48 hours. So around that week 4 time frame, I'm going to give you all heads up in advance, but you're going to have to create your Tableau account within that 48-hour window. If you don't, it's really going to create a lot of issues that I just want to avoid. So around week 4, create your account, confirm back to me that you created your account, because around week 6 is when you'll start getting some Tableau assignments. Once you start getting Tableau assignments, um, there really are no extensions for these. So if you don't have access to Tableau, you can't complete them. So I want to position you all for success. Please, please, please ensure that you're getting Tableau access accordingly. All right. Now I want you all to visualize a little bit of a Venn diagram with like things I have control over and things I don't have control over. I think this is important to kind of set expectations. I sometimes hear this class has a lot of assignments. I hear you. I truly, truly hear you. But I want you to recognize I don't have control over the number of assignments this course has. If you're teaching, if you're taking this course with any other instructors, you'll have the same amount of assignments with BA 216A. So sometimes I think that's not fair feedback. I don't have control over the textbook, the number of quizzes, or the assignments, and so forth. But what I do have control over are things like my flexibility, the relationship building I can have with students through office hours, the level of feedback I can give, and my grading. I tend to be a little bit flexible with grading, but I am really strict with deadlines. So when it comes to an assignment, if you need a little bit more time, you've got to let me know ahead of time. You can't let me know after the fact. I always give a little bit of a grace period of about 2 to 3 days for the weekly projects. I hope that's enough buffer time, but if it's not because of different circumstances that a student may have, just let me know ahead of time. I also tend to be very direct with my feedback sometimes. Um, and I think you all will learn to kind of get familiarity with that process as well. Again, I'm also available during office hours to go over any assignments in more detail if you want some more actionable, detailed feedback. Lastly, look, I know this course is hard, but trust me, I do my best to set expectations early on for students so that they can succeed throughout the 10 weeks here. Like, I also think this is a really valuable course, one that I would have loved to take early on in my career to get that level of exposure to Excel early on. This is a great course. It's obviously going to come with its challenges, especially in an online modality, but you have a lot to be excited about. You have a lot to learn, and I'm really happy to be part of this journey with you all. So with that, thank you for like truly, truly thank you for allowing me to be part of this journey with you. And let's go ahead and get it. Let's get it. Thank you all.